So let's talk about the New Balance 992. Specifically in this video, we're going to talk about the Action Bronson 992. This one is being dubbed the Tiger Eye. But today I'm also going to tangentially talk about a couple of other releases that came out this year in the 992 model. The Joefreshgoods 992 Aged Well colorway, as well as the Kith Osaka exclusive. And together picking up all of these models in 2025 has really solidified that the 992 is my favorite made in USA model. Hello, welcome. This is Best Foot Forward Shoes. My name is Harrison Cable. Thank you so much for checking out this video. As I said before, today is going to be a little bit of a chat mainly around the Action Bronson release because this is the most recent one in my collection. But I also just wanted to chat a little bit widely about the 992 in an overall sense this year. And I think it's been one of the most incredible years for the 992, not only from a collaboration standpoint, but also from some amazing GR colorways which have come out. So first of all, let's start with the 992 from Action Bronson. The New York-based rapper has previewed this 992 and also a second colorway pretty recently. This was first seen at his pop-up event that he had doing like a restock of different models, which was in New York, and they had this shoe on the shelf and someone took a photo of it and were like, I have never seen that one before. That was around July of this year. And so about 3 months later, we're now seeing these pairs released. These went for a price of $380 Australian, which is a little bit of an extra markup from the normal 992 price. But with it being a made in USA model and a collaboration, it's kind of expected that it's going to be a little bit higher than the regular sort of price. And the question I'm asking myself with this shoe is, where does it fit in the two other collaboration 992s that I've already picked up this year? And I'm going to be honest, right off the bat, it kind of disappointed me. Now, this is the fourth of the Made in USA line from Action Bronson that I've picked up. I don't have every single one of his, but I have 3 of the 990 V6s, and then obviously this 992. And it's really cool to see him going on to those extra more premium models. Obviously, he had the 1906R with that Medusa Azul and the Rosewater colorway. And you can kind of see the transition to this shoe with a little bit more of a darker kind of fall autumn tones, but with still keeping that loud, bright, colorful nature on all his shoes. He's also a huge New York Knicks fan, which if you didn't know, they're a basketball team and they basically have the same colors that are seen on the mesh and the tongue of this shoe. So there's a really cool tie-in with his love of sports, and he's actually previously said in interviews that the 992 is his favorite New Balance model.
Oof, man, it's like heavy. Just hurt me in the stomach. New Balance 992 has to be on there.
And so for him finally getting to do a colorway of this shoe is pretty awesome. They had a pretty wide release on his website. A lot of people did get them. I actually got a early access code, but I didn't get it because if I bought from his website, it would probably be about $150 extra than the New Balance website from when I originally got them. And there's actually a lot of people who still haven't received their pairs or even shipping information from his website. One of the other questions I did have when I did the unboxing of this shoe was, why was my lid blue? And to be honest, I'm not sure. Every other lid for every other unboxing that I've seen from his website release has been a yellow box lid, and I got this blue box lid, so I don't understand why the Australians got the blue box lid. But hey, that's just how it is. I'm not complaining. It looks cool, but I would have liked to see the yellow one as well. But overall with this shoe, man, the thing that kind of disappoints me the most is kind of the quality control. To be honest, it is not the best quality. Compared to these two models, which I will speak about in a little bit, the suede definitely doesn't feel as good. There's definitely a bunch of QC issues also around the heel. Like there's a few scratch marks in places. There's some loose glue stains. It's kind of a little bit of a shoddy workmanship, which is something you really don't expect from the Made in USA line. I do love the colors. I do love the blue. I do love the black sole. I love the almost safety orange. I really do like the way they mesh together. But the base color on this shoe being this really kind of off khaki kind of tan brown color, I just really don't like it. I kind of wish it was a little bit of either a lighter or a darker brown. This kind of middle brown is just not doing it for me. The comfort and the sizing on the shoe is exactly the same as the other ones. I always go with my true to size. I know some people like to go down half a size, and you definitely could, but I like a little bit of extra room around the toe box. So if you like that one-to-one snug type fit, you can definitely go down half a size in Made in USA models like the 992, 990 V6. And in comparison to other models like from Nike or Adidas even, this is still very good quality. It's just not as good as other shoes that I've seen from New Balance in this line. Some of the highlights of the shoe, obviously it has a blue box lid, very plain cardboard box as well. You get no extra sets of laces because Action Bronson doesn't give you any extra sets of laces. You basically just got to live with whatever he gives you. And in this one, in classic fashion, he's given you a rope style lace with almost this light blue and dark blue stripes in the middle of the laces. So I think they work well with the shoe, and I've seen some people do lace swaps, but I'm totally happy with these ones. There is some Action Bronson branding on the side here. You do have this baklava, sort of like plastic embossed onto the side. It's not very legible. You can kind of see it on my pair. That's kind of another issue I have, is that the suede just doesn't feel very good quality. Other notable pieces on there is obviously the New Balance logo, which is stitched on the side of the shoe. I kind of would have liked to see that in like a black or even a blue. The way that it kind of gets lost in the brown suede on the side is not really something that I like. As you can see kind of with the Kith pair, you can easily see that New Balance logo because it just pops. Similarly with the Joefreshgoods pair, because you can kind of see the outline is done in white and the N is done in that off opaque pink. There is the USA branding on the side here, and then you also have the 992 branding there. The Tiger Eye name of this shoe is something that I'm not entirely familiar with. It might be something to do with Action Bronson's lyrics or something like that. However, when you see what they've put onto this label, it kind of does look like an eye. Like it has that iridescent kind of look where it does kind of remind you a little bit of a tiger. And obviously tigers have black and orange, and those are two very present colors on the shoe. So it's a loose tie-in. It's just not really like very good storytelling, which is usually something you'd think about when it comes to Action Bronson's shoes. The comfort is great. It's definitely, 992 comfort. Nice and firm with this Absorb SBS on the sole and also on the midfoot as well. Very good traction pattern, very standard. They've really not done anything, I think, to elevate the model in any sort of extra quality materials. And if anything, like I said before, it kind of feels like it's lesser in terms of suede and a little bit of the craftsmanship as well. So a little bit disappointed in that. But I think the main reasons why I'm not feeling it too much is just the fact that it's the color scheme, it's the brown, and the way that it kind of mixes with the other colors. Like if they had just kept this as a black shoe with the orange and the blue tongue, I would have been all over it, but it's just not doing it for me. And so that's why I'd kind of put it on the bottom of the collaboration 992's, which I've picked up this year. I guess that moves me on to the best of the collaborations this year. I have already done videos on these shoes, and this Joefreshgoods pair, still my sneaker of the year. Like honestly, I can't go past it. The way that it feels, the way that it looks, just the story around how I got it. Basically every single store sold out. This was in February of this year when basically the sneaker year was just starting out. Everyone had a bunch of money. Everyone was keen on all these pairs coming out. There was a lot of hype, and obviously Joefreshgoods having a lot more history with New Balance, this shoe has a little bit more of a legacy compared to this one, which is the very first 992 that Action Bronson's done. And also just the way I got them, like it was the last pair, someone sent them to me. To be honest, it's kind of the opposite of this shoe, where this one has a bunch of loud colors and trying to mix them all together. This one just works so seamlessly, and as a shoe it just feels like a piece of art, whereas this is still pretty artful. It's just a little bit too loud and the colors just aren't working for me. Another standout from the 992 collaboration range from New Balance this year is a recent pickup. This is the Kith Osaka 992, which was released at their new store in Osaka, Japan, along with a very nice 991 V2 as well. So this shoe had a very special release, and it was one that I was incredibly bummed to miss out on, but I teamed up with StockX and I was able to get a pair of these for a pretty good price, and it has absolutely shot up to one of my favorite made in USA pairs. The colors are amazing. I love the way that these two shoes absolutely meld together. You've got the kind of opaque pink and the orange, the beautiful leather, and then with this one it's just like a very nice, almost calm sea. And so I think these two are definitely taking the cake as my favorite pairs of 992s for the entire year. So in that way, you kind of have like the yin and the yang. You kind of have this shoe which has been released to not much acclaim. Some people have been hating on it, although Action Bronson is a very divisive collaborator. A lot of shoes he releases, a lot of people don't like. It's not for everyone. I think Action Bronson's awesome. I have 7 of his pairs already, so I'm definitely in on his style. It's just this 992, I'm just not feeling it. It's hard to put your finger on, and I really wish I was more into it. It's just the truth. And obviously on this channel, I'm trying to bring the most honest opinion about shoes. I haven't, been gifted these. I'm not being sponsored or anything. So I've, paid for these with my own hard-earned money, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be able to bring these to you guys. Hopefully these videos have been entertaining you or even helping you with any sort of purchasing decisions. And if you wanted to purchase these, they're probably still available for pretty cheap around New Balance websites or boutiques. Maybe some sizes are sold out, but overall the reception to these has been pretty bad if you compare it to other Action Bronson models. So we'll see how that Cosmic Rose, that pink colorway goes. That was one that I really love. I think that pink shoes have a really cool place, and I don't really have that many, so I'd be very keen to pick that one up. And hopefully that one delivers a little bit better style than this one does. So thank you so much to everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. We've just released another episode of our Best Foot Forward Shoes podcast. Thank you so much. We're creeping very close to 50 episodes now. We keep on getting awesome guests, and we keep on getting some awesome engagement. So again, thank you so much to everybody everybody for watching. If you want to check out more videos, there's a ton more on the channel. You can check out my Instagram as well if you want to see some like photography, if you want to see short videos as well. There's so much more to see. Again, thank you so much to everybody for all your support. I really do appreciate it. Have a good day.